What's going on, YouTube? I want to make this video right here to talk about the importance of operating from different angles. So now I want to say this because I know this is a psychology that helps me get through a lot of the things that you probably need to get through, especially like as an athlete, whether you transition into another career or you playing basketball, whatever it may be. The ability to operate in different angles is very, very important in order to keep yourself agile, elusive, and mobile and flexible to certain situations that you get into. As long as you're able to see and operate in different angles and see things in a different perspective, this is what's going to allow you to be able to overcome a lot of the things or situations that you get into. So this is important because say someone who just operates one way. Like as a basketball player, I know when I was in high school hooping, I only saw the game one way. I always thought I had to be the one scoring the buckets, and if I wasn't scoring, then I'm just, I'm not playing good, right? There's more ways to get your buckets. My problem when I was in high school was that I always thought I just needed the ball hog, and a lot of us as kids, we don't know how to pass the ball and move the ball around and stuff yet. But what's important about that is the fact that you can utilize your teammates. Like when you're able to see the game and operate in different angles, it allows you to say, okay, I can pass the ball to the man on the wing, or I can pass it and get other guys hot. And as I start to get other guys open and start to get other guys involved, then that frees me up to get easier buckets. And I'll score more points that way. So in terms of operating in different angles, this is what we mean, right? We have to be able to cover all bases. When you have a team, you have to be able to uplift your team and be able to utilize your team and get them hot and get them involved in whatever way that is best for them. And once you get them hot and get them going and get them scoring buckets, it becomes that much easier for you to go ahead and get your buckets. And then everybody's happy. And this is what it means to be a leader. To be the one running the team, right? You gotta be able to get everybody involved. Because once you get everybody involved, now you got a system going that is flourishing. So that's the whole purpose of seeing and operating in different angles, right? Covering all bases. A lot of times too, like whatever you do, man, like use all the components of whatever it is that you get into, whether it's like with computer softwares or whether it be with any technical field. It's the details. Paying attention to anything that you can use to your advantage. By doing that, that makes it that much easier to get the job done. Because a lot of times when we see from this one-dimensional angle of just whatever it is that we're looking at, and we attack it just head on, there are certain things that you just can't get past if all you're doing is seeing from this one-dimensional angle of whatever it is that you're doing. So being able to operate in different angles is very important because you don't want to get stuck. If you get stuck, now it's like you become that much easier and vulnerable to certain situations. And you want to be able to expand your mind and be able to be open to all aspects, or as many aspects as you can. That way you don't get stuck into one thing. A lot of times as basketball players, we get stuck because we can only do one thing, do something one way. And although that's good and effective, at the same time, if we can't expand our minds and be able to operate in different angles, we become that much more susceptible and more vulnerable to someone who knows how to stop us. So really the measure of a person, what I would say, is how flexible they are to certain situations. Because the more flexible you are to certain situations, the less times you get stuck. So that's the mind frame I carry, especially when I'm hooping, and that mind frame can be used in anything. That's the most important thing, is to be open-minded to various different things, and always look to reach out and to expand your mind on different things, all under the pretext of what you're doing, what you're committed to, and what you're responsible for. So it's also important in making sure that we have to stay disciplined to what it is that we're doing, whatever it is that what's in our hearts to do. That's the most important thing. But to that, whatever the thing that is that we are desiring to do, or what it is that's in our hearts to do, we have to be able to expand our mind. If we expand our mind in different things and put those things to what we're doing, whether it be basketball or whatever we're doing, then now we're operating at the highest of our capabilities. Now, the only other thing is that we want to be grounded in what we're doing first before we start to expand our mind. Just like in anything, the whole thing is a process. The whole thing is a process. It's a matter of getting to understand whatever it is that you're doing. Like I said, being grounded in what you're doing, and then, of course, growing yourself in your craft, but at the same time, pulling from other places and other crafts that can help assist you in your craft. And that's what makes life. That's where we have an expanded mind, and that's where we experience different things, because those things can help us in what we're doing. And eventually, over a period of time, hopefully that you'll be able to evolve that thing into something else. So with that being said, I think I'm going to conclude this video right here. Hopefully this video right here can help somebody who's just, on their way crafting themselves, whether you're an athlete or an entrepreneur or wherever you are. Just being able to pull from different places and add to your bag, add to whatever it is that you're doing. That is going to be a very effective thing, especially with keeping yourself flexible and keeping yourself nimble to different types of situations. And last note, you do not want to get stuck. Being stuck is the biggest weakness, and that's the biggest vulnerability. It is being unflexible. Like, you can have the strongest man in the world, but if the man is, not very flexible, and to different scenarios, and he's not very useful, because once he gets put in a different situation, it's all over for him. So keep that in mind, y'all, whoever's watching this video.